represent your club or just a player that you really like over at Club Vector. The link can be found down below. We also take requests for new names and shirts. My Twitter can be found down below. And if you'd rather get your coins direct rather than roll the dice with FIFA points, head to u7buy.com and at checkout use the code TVM for a discount. The link can be found down below. What is going on, guys? TVM here. Welcome back to a brand new video. Short one today for this review anyway, because we're going to look at Hakimi. And we've looked at him before as an 85. He's now an 86. He has a once to watch. That's the reason why I'm reviewing him. If he didn't have a once to watch, I wouldn't be bothering with this because it's not really one of those cards that's that desirable. I would put him in the same bracket as that Road to the Final Atal. You know, he's not really, like, great at one position necessarily, but you can bring him on as a utility player. I started him as a right wing, moved him into CDM at one point, didn't really play him at fullback, but I know what to expect. I've played him as an 85. With regards to his credentials, should we say, he has 3-star skill moves, rather, 2-star weak foot, which is awful for any position, and then high attacking work rate, medium defensive, lean body type, unreal pace. You know, I mean, that's the selling point of the card, I guess. That's what you need to focus on. Because if this guy had 85 pace, it would be not one of the worst cards in FIFA, but it would be a joke of an 86. I mean, it's already kind of there. He's not really an 86, in my opinion, in any position. But we'll get into that. Doesn't really have many 80 stats. I mean, he's got sort of low to mid 80s dribbling across the board. Does have 87 dribbling itself and 86 ball control. Everything else is below 85, and in some cases even in the 70s there with balance. His defensive stats, not great, but then should they be for a right mid? We just know he's converted from a right back. You know, that's why his defensive stats are quite high. It's kind of when Bale made the initial transition from left back. His stats remained high for defending for a few seasons, then all of a sudden they disappeared completely. Now if you go and look at him defensively, he's awful, which is stupid because he used to be a left-back. You don't forget how to defend. 89, well, my Liverpool defence does, but 89 stamina with 86 short passing and 86 crossing. Honestly, the rest, it's almost not worth mentioning. This card is one of those stuck in limbo right now. It's in a transition period from a right back to a right mid, and it doesn't know what it wants to be. That is partly the problem then when you think about the chem style. You know, if you are going to start him at right wing, which I highly recommend against, by the way, then, I mean, what do? You could give him an engine, turns him into an 89 rated right wing, which is, you know, on paper, an 89 rated right wing for, what, 40k? That's not bad. But then when you dive deeper, can't finish for love nor money, has absolutely no long shot ability whatsoever. He plays right side and would be cutting in on the 2-star weak foot. And of course, doesn't really have an awful lot else going for him. I mean, with an engine, 91 short passing, 96 crossing, which is good. You could cross with the right foot from the right side if you know, are that way inclined. Don't really play against anyone who crosses against me, so I'm not sure if you'd be interested in that. But he does get 97 dribbling, 87 balance and 85 agility, which is nice. That is very good. But most people will want to put something like a sentinel on him because he's got adequate dribbling and passing with great pace. If you give him a sentinel, which is probably the main chem style I would imagine most people are going to use here, you all of a sudden get a very, very well-rounded CDM who can pass the ball out of danger, who's unbelievably quick, and of course has great ball control. Well, not great, but for a CDM has very good ball control and dribbling. And then of course he has 93 jumping, so he's capable of winning headers from goal kicks, set pieces and that kind of thing. 91 interceptions, 81 heading to go along with that jumping, 80 defensive awareness, which is still not great. And of course 82 stand tackle, 84 slide tackle. That's probably the best option you have there, is give him a sentinel and bring him on as a CDM if you're struggling to keep up with the pace of the attackers, for example. You know, Hakimi is never really a player that I think of, oh, I'll put him on the bench. Atal used to be. He's not anymore because he's just sort of fallen behind a little bit too much. If he gets one upgrade, then maybe he'll make it back on there. But Hakimi is like a slightly, well, it's just a higher rated version of Atal, really. I don't think he's going to offer you anything that Atal can't give you. If you didn't do Atal, then Hakimi is an okay option off the bench. It's just one of those really forgettable cards, and I think he's going to need at least an 88, 89 rated card to make him really desirable. The problem for me is that he's not going to be able to score goals for you. So if you do play him as a right wing, he's not going to be that good in front of goals. 79 finishing, only the 82 composure. Doesn't have very good long shots, so you can't hit them from distance. He has 84 shot power as well, which is, it's okay. There's nothing wrong with it, but when combined with the rest of the finishing stats, it's very underwhelming. It is not a particularly exciting card. It's very good for the price, though. An 86 rated in form that is kind of usable for what, 40-odd thousand coins? I mean, the ones to watch is actually cheaper than the inform. So if you want to go pick up the ones to watch and you decide to keep him, you could end up getting an 87 rated card for the price of what you've paid for this 86 and beyond, because who knows what the future holds, apart from Mystic Meg, of course. So, I mean, all in all, it's not a card that's going to like blow your mind, but it is definitely something you can use in many positions. And as a utility player off the bench, could be an option. If you already have him and you're not using him, maybe you stick him on your bench and give him a go. If you do need to bring him on as potentially even as a centre-back or as a right-back or as a CDM, he's there for you. And he will do a solid job, just not as good as someone who's actually built for that position, if that makes sense. If you have enjoyed this player review, do me a favour and hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. And until the next time, goodbye.
Join the Betting Rebellion and find out what your football knowledge is really worth.